friends, it's Margot. Happy Wednesday to all of you. Okay, so today's video is going to be really fun. We are going to be talking a little bit more about dopamine journaling because you guys seemed very interested in that. And a big component of dopamine journaling is nostalgia. Now, as you know, dopamine journaling is all about creating art and journal spreads that give us that dose of happiness, that hit of dopamine, if you will. It's very similar to the dopamine dressing trend that is happening right now, where people are just wearing whatever makes them happy. They're throwing all the rules out the window. They don't care what people think about them. They are dressing literally just to make themselves happy, to get that hit of dopamine. Same exact thing with dopamine journaling. Now, nostalgia plays a key role in that because a lot of times when we think about different eras that we either grew up in or that we know a lot about. Like for me, that's the 50s. I grew up learning about the 50s, even though I was born in the 80s. So I am very deeply connected to the 50s. It makes me think of my dad. That's why you see me incorporate a lot of those elements from that time period into my journal spreads. Now, maybe it's not the 50s for you. Maybe you vibe with the 70s, which amazing. Love that. All the boho hippie kind of stuff. Amazing. The 80s, I've started incorporating a lot of neon colors into my ephemera and my journal spreads. So really, it's whatever time period makes you feel happy, makes you feel that sense of peace. And it can also spark all these great memories, which in turn is going to make you feel happy. So on that note, I collect vintage dinner plates. Everything I own for dinner plates is mismatched. I have 0 sets of like the same exact pattern, and they are all from different eras. Now, I just got this one. I love it. This is a vintage Corelle plate. Corelle is my favorite brand. And you might be thinking, okay, what does this actually have to do with journaling? Well, I am always looking for more design elements to start incorporating into my borders, into like corners, just little elements that'll give my pages that little pop of something and also that dopamine hit, because I will look at this and know, okay, this is from the 80s or 90s, most likely the 90s. And so this is something that inspires me. Another thing that inspires me, and you guys are going to probably recognize this plate immediately. I feel like a lot of people had this or have this. This is a Corelle plate and one of the most iconic designs that they did. So I look at this and I think, okay, these are very kind of 60s, 70s style flowers. I would love to put this as a border on a tag or on an actual journal spread. And I am going to show you some samples and teach you how to do these designs in your own journals as well. Here's another one that I recently picked up. This, I think, is from the 80s, just given the fact that it's got that pink and blue, which was so reminiscent of that era. Like everything was pastels and pinks and blues. So just like the little heart, the little leaves there, really kind of fun. Great for a cottagecore journal spread. This one is another iconic design here. You'll see this everywhere at thrift stores. And honestly, I get so happy when I see these because a lot of people don't really pick them up. And that means more for me. Yay for that. So just that avocado green and this kind of little ditzy print floral going around the border. And then a plate that has been in my family for years is this one here. And you can see how well loved and how used it is because it has this kind of effect of where the paint is going into the actual plate itself. And there's a term for that. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. If you know, drop it in the comments because I am actually interested to learn more about this effect. But this is so inspiring because you could draw some ivy leaves and then maybe rub it out, fan it out to get that kind of misty antique effect on some of your journal pages. So yeah. Today, what we're going to do is do some demonstrations. I'm going to show you how I got inspired by looking at my 1950s through the 90s dinner plates, and we're going to put them into our journals. So let's move over to my hand shot and take a look. Okay, so I want to keep this super simple because I don't want you to think you have to go and draw the pattern exactly how you see it. Remember, we're just taking inspiration from it, and then we are literally taking that inspiration and making it into our own style. So for example, with this design, this was inspired by this plate. It is not exactly the same. You can see there's actually two lines here, and then the little squares are attached to those lines. But again, it just inspired me to start incorporating checkered patterns into some of my pieces. So here, for example, here, can you see? Totally different vibe. This is more 80s, even though that plate was most likely from the 90s, I would say, and a completely different aesthetic too, with that hunter green and that kind of farm fresh look. So I made it more neon, more cyberpunky, and then I made it my own because I love polka dots, and I put little hot pink polka dots all around them, and I just think that is so fun and so cute. And here's another example. The Corel plate that we saw with the little hearts on it. Let me show you again. Here, let me make sure you can see. See how they've got little dots in there? Like they're actually little, what are those, stars? Little star patterns within the hearts, and then you've got the little splooshes. I don't know what to call them. The little blue splooshes coming out from the heart. I took the splooshes because I liked that idea, but instead of doing that symmetrical pattern, I just did polka dots because, again, polka dots, I absolutely adore them. And just that idea of including hearts onto different pieces was so fun. So I created this one, totally different in, style and aesthetic, but just looking at that plate inspired me to put that onto this little tag here. So, by the way, plastic ribbons, woo, we love those. And then this is from the Corel plate that had that iconic pattern that we all know. And this flower right here is my favorite. So I just pulled that out, and you could do a border with this. Absolutely. It would be probably pretty time intensive. So I think that this would just be fun as like an accent in a corner, maybe like down here, you could draw a little flower. Up here, you could have a little flower, flip it around, do it on those sides. So the whole point is just to look around you, find things that are in your house that make you happy, and then take inspiration from those things and put them into your journaling practice. Got it? Got it? Okay, so let's do a couple together, and I will show you how very easy this is. Let's start with the checkered print. Now, I like to draw things freehand because I love kind of crooked lines and I like things to be uneven. I just think it's more whimsical. However, I think that when you're first starting out and learning how to draw your own pieces, it does help to have just some structure in place. It makes you feel a little more confident. Shoot, even I still like to have that in place. I'm all about having structure and security in my life right now. Anyway, get a straight edge, and you're just gonna draw a line. And I'm using a pencil. Hopefully you can see that. And this is just going to be the framework for what we're doing. You can go back and erase it later. Next, what you're going to do, well, let's do this again, is evenly space some lines. I have a little marker here. I made a little dot, so I'll know how to line that dot up with this line, and do a line there and a line here. And then we're going to go down here. And you want to line those up. Line those up. Say line one more time, Margot. Like so. And you don't have to do this as big as I'm doing it, obviously. This is just so you guys can see for demo purposes. Whoa, see? Whoa, wow. Wonky line. It's okay. We have erasers. They invented them. Like that. And then I'm going to use a Posca pen just because that will show up on camera. That's a little one, a little bit easier for you. And what you want to do is start with this top one here, close it up to make it a box like that. Totally not lost on me that that line is wonky. And then you'll either go in with paint and paint that in, or you could go in with your marker or your colored pencil, color that all in. Maybe you don't even color it in. Maybe you leave it like that and put some designs inside of it, like a little flower or even a heart would be cute. Like that. So you kind of see how we're alternating sides of that line to get that checkered print. And this is just such a fun, easy border to put on various pieces. And you could go so many different directions with this, making it kind of cyberpunk, making it cottagecore, country. I mean, it really just depends on what color you use. Like for this, I used the dark black and then the hot pink to really pop it out. It's just really fun and easy. And then, I mean, you could even go through, once you color these in, and like I did there, give it a border, just go around like that. You could do multiple borders, would be pretty, like rainbows. Ooh, that would be really cool for an 80s, like rainbow bright kind of style. So you kind of get the drift. We're just doing basic illustration instruction today. So that is how you would do a checkered border. Very easy. Next up, let's do the corelle flower, which was this one here. Set her off to the side. And let's stick with black again because that's easy to see. Very easy. We're going to start with a big circle. Well, not big, but decent sized. Inside that circle, you're going to put another little circle, and then you're going to draw a line, a line, a line, and then two more like that. It almost looks like a boat steering wheel. What is that called? I can't think. It's fine. So then once you have those little lines, we're going to go like this, a little petal, not too big. You can make them chunky, and it's okay if some are wonky and aren't as close to each other as they should be. Doesn't matter. There's no rules. Then you're going to go in and make a bigger one like this. Big swooping effect. Like, see, those are closer together down there. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares? And then with this design, you'll notice that the top line is a little bit thicker than the ones down below. So you can go in and thicken that up again by just putting another line there. Again, you could go in with a different color. I think that green and purple would be really pretty to do with this instead of black. And then maybe make those a little thicker, a little more uniform there. Like so. And then last but not least, there's these little, I think stylized leaves is what they were going for. Just little lines there on each side of the petals. Like, look how simple and how fast that was to do. So easy. You could totally do that on tags, envelopes, pockets, whatever it is. So fun, fast, and you save money because you don't have to go out and buy ephemera. We love that. All right. And then what was the next one I was going to do? Oh, the hearts. Guys, so simple. So simple. We're going to draw a heart. I'm going to do pink because why not? We can draw a heart like that and then color that bad boy in. Normally I would go in with acrylic paint just to make it a little more uniform, but because I am filming and I don't want to get out my paints and stuff, we're just going to do this. Love these pens. Don't love this paper. I need to get a better paper to use for doing demos for you guys because look, it's pulling up there. Okay, like that. So you just draw a heart. Now remember, there were those little lines on each side. There were 3. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. A little different on that side. And then you could have fun and do whatever you want in the heart. You can leave it like that. You could do a border going around it. I like polka dots, so I just do this because it's fast and easy. And I like how the teal ties in with the little lines on the side. I mean, here, we could even outline it. Whoops. See, it's hard to do when I'm filming. I can't really see. But you get the drift, something like that. And then the last one, I'm not going to really, well, I can, is this right here. Now, like I said, there's so many little flowers on this border here because it's a ditzy print. So to go in and like do detailed flowers, that would kind of suck. Like we don't want to do that. So instead what I did was I took inspiration from that whole idea and I just did little scribbly lines in green around this tag here. And just to put something else visually interesting down on this tag. And then I went through and put little dots in the center like they were flowers. Like, you know how flowers have that dot? And when I'm talking about scribbles, I mean scribbles, just like like this. Because if you've got a dark background on like whatever ephemera you're using, it's really not going to show up too much. It's just more like some interesting texture and lines that you're giving to it. Just a little cluster like that. And then you go back in with whatever color you want. Let's do this coral. And then you just kind of try to find a center for these. Like, how fun is that? So easy. We can all do this. Drawing's not hard. We can literally do it all. There's no rules. Just have fun. Do things that make you happy. Be happy. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you took inspiration from this, and I hope you go look at your dinner plates, because you never know. Maybe there's an amazing pattern that you've been staring at this whole time, and it will inspire you to start incorporating it into your journals. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.